Yo, check this one out. What's going on, YouTube? Back at you in another video. Hey, making a video about customers, what you're gonna run into. You know, so I'm gonna tell you what goes on. You know, so even though I got majority of my customers on file, this is what tends to happen. You know that you let all your customers know, hey, you're gonna have to have a credit card on file, right? You have to have a credit card on file to do business with me. They'll put the credit card on file, and then you'll have some customers. This is what happened to me in the past. Not saying that that's happening now. I'll tell you what's happening now. But in the past, you tell the customer, hey, you're gonna have to put a credit card on file. They put a credit card on file, and then they'll hit you back and say, hey, even though I got a credit card on file, I'm gonna be using this card, well, put that card on file. But they don't want to put that card on file or whatever the case is. So I'll send them over the invoice. They have a card on file, and then they'll end up paying me. But sometimes they end up paying me the next following week, which I don't really want it that way. So, but it's like a cheat code. They think that, they got the credit card on file, but at the same time, they still want to be in charge of when they pay you at what particular time. And I always tell them, hey, when I'm done with the service, I'll invoice you and I'll debit your card or whatever, or your credit card or whatever the case is. So I'll tell them that too, Then you got some customers that say, oh, okay, yeah. You end up, now I used to do this in the customers is on my roster now have been on my roster for a couple of years now. So I only got a few that tends to pay late, right? And they don't have a credit card on file. And I get it, because they really can't afford lawn care, right? They'll pay you, but they really can't afford it because they don't want to keep up. And what I mean by keep up, when I come every week and you want me to come every week, I'm designated to come every week. That means I want to get paid every week from you. I'm not waiting to the end of the month or every 2 weeks or whatever the case is. I don't do it like that. I like to render my payment as due. When I'm done with the yard and I get home, I punch in, send out all my invoices, and I charge you. Now, there are a few customers that I know that when I charge them, or when I do their yard, they pay me right away. So I'm not too worried about that. So lately, now this is what's going on now. That was in the past. And like I said, I got a few customers that's been on my roster for years that, they pay, but sometimes they're just a little bit slow, and they don't have their credit card on file because I wasn't really enforcing this credit card on file years ago. But now I am. So even though they're on my roster, they tend to still pay a little slow. It's like one or two people. So, I tend to keep it moving. I could drop them, but they usually pay. And I know situations, single women, people are living paycheck to paycheck. I get it. But at the same time, when you call L&L Lawn Service, he's going to be dependable. He's going to be there on time. He's going to be there on the days that he claimed that he's going to be. See, my days are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And within those days, you will get your yard cut. Now, you are on a set schedule here and there, but anything could change within that schedule. If I doing somebody on Saturday, I might end up doing them on Sunday just because of the way my life structured, family events, emergencies, things like that, or if I have other things I got to do. Like in the past week, I had to go take my son to all these football camps. So Friday, Saturday, I went to a football camp. Sunday, Monday, I went to a football camp. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 3 days that I didn't cut any grass. So out of not cutting those grass, man, I had to, put a fire up under me Monday and Tuesday when I got back. Monday and Tuesday when I got back, especially Tuesday. I did a few yards on, so it was Friday, Saturday. I did a few yards on Saturday. And then, Sunday, I got up and I did yards to about, 12, 1 o'clock. And then we went and took them to camp. And then Sunday, and then Monday, and then Monday evening, I came back and I cut lawns. And then Tuesday, I finished up all my lawns. Okay. So I was trucking. But when you have L&L Lawn Service, when somebody calls you and say, hey, can you put me on a schedule? That means you're on a schedule. That means when I come by your house, even though you used to cut your yard, that don't mean cut your yard and I come by your house, I come to your house and your lawn's cut. You hired me to come and cut your yard. Now you're fired because I'm not going to be playing the games of, did he cut his grass? Did he not cut his grass? Did he cut his grass? Did he not cut his grass? Let me go on over there and see if he cut his grass. Let me ride past and let me see if he cut his grass. No, I'm not about to do that. So, that's like the guy that switched up services, and now you don't get any of my services. You don't get the sidewalk and snow removal no more, just because your guy doesn't do it. No, it doesn't work that way sometimes. So when you hire me and says, hey, I want to get put on a schedule, that means you're on a schedule. That don't mean cut your own grass when you feel like it and you got a service to do that because you're trying to save some money or whatever the case is. Whatever the case is, I'm here as a business and I'm putting you on my schedule and I'm coming by your property, spending gas, coming to your property and come by there and it's already cut. So that's what I mean. When you hire a lawn care professional, that means, man, sit down and let me work and give me my money. That's it. If you want to have the luxury of not doing your yard, you can't have the luxury of you can't hire me and then say, all right, I'll let him, it's going to be 90 degrees today. And then it's going to be getting up to 95 and 100 one of these days. You're not about to have me out there and I'm not consistently making my money on your yard. You're not going to have me out there when it's 95 degrees saying, well, I don't want to cut my yard today. Let me give L&L Lawn Service a call and see if he's going to cut my yard. Is he coming by? No, it ain't going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. When it's 90 degrees out there, you get out there and cut it. Or wait till the sun goes down and you get out there and cut it. Because when you have a service that's cutting it, that is what we do. We cut in the hot summer while you relax and you pay us our money for this luxury service. That's it. That's it. We're not running around here trying to be. And when somebody, listen, construction workers, laborers, all these laborers is out here doing the hot heat, especially lawn care guys. They don't want to be waiting a month for their money. They want to do the hard work, cut the grass in the heat. Man, you got Gatorade, you got water that you supplying for yourself, drinking it like you a camel. Well, camels don't drink a lot of water. They just hold a lot of water. Anyway, we out here sweating, putting the grind in, putting the grit in, and then you want to wait to pay us. Or, yeah, you want to wait to pay us and you're not paying on time or whatever. Now, I done gave you the rules of the game. I expect you to abide by it. The rule of the game is you hire me. I come and service you either weekly or bi-weekly, and you sit back and you get your money ready for the end of the week. So when I come over there and I cut your yard, you know that L&L Lawn Service is going to charge you that same day. Render as pay. The same day, I'm going to charge your card. And I expect you to look at it and say, oh, let me go ahead and pay him. Or, like I said, you have your credit card on file so that when I end up doing your yard, I could go in there, send you an invoice, boop, pay, and you're done. And you could go about your business. Go about your day. So, I'm about to fire somebody else on my list. I done came by twice. They had their credit card on file. And you know how it goes sometime. You go ahead and you hit that button, boop, and you like, man, please don't say, insufficient funds and all this other crazy stuff. So then it says inefficient funds on the back end. And it's like, okay, well, maybe something's up with the card. Let me just send them the invoice. And I can see on my end, if you look at that invoice, it turns green. When you look at that invoice, or you look at it, it turns green on my end. The little envelope turns green. So I know that you looked at it. Like, oh, okay, they looked at it. They saw it. So I know that you are aware of this payment. And a week go by. Now I'm coming back to cut your grass again. I send it another payment. And now you're up to $111. And I still don't get paid. Now I got to cut you loose. I got to cut you off. No more service. So that's how the game goes, guys. You got to be strict on getting paid. Otherwise, people are going to just keep running over you. They're going to run over you. They're going to think you're sweet. They're going to think you're out here in the heat, working your tail off, sweating. And that's the least that they could do is pay you. It's not like you're going to the dentist or the doctor's office where they sitting in the cool air. Not saying that you shouldn't pay those bills, but I'm just saying there's a different mentality when you got a laborer outside in the elements, either in the cold or the hot and the heat. There's a difference. You know that this person wants to get paid because they dealing with other elements. They just not dealing with the customer base. They dealing with customer base. They dealing with elements. They dealing with, trying to keep everything on a schedule so that you're not calling saying, hey, where's my lawn care guy? We don't want to be that person where you're saying, Hey, is my lawn care guy coming today? Is my lawn care guy coming this week? You don't get that with L&L Lawn Service. I'm there. I'm doing your yard. So, yeah. Those days are over where, you know, I keep doing the yard, and you don't pay me. Now, there's certain people that I know that's going to pay me. They just slow about it, but they've been on my roster for years, so I know that. It's like them being grandfathered in. But all the new people and some of the new people and some of the newer people, you got the new people, and you got people that's been on your roster for maybe 2 years, a year already. So that's what I mean by new and new. You know what I mean? So, but the ones that's grandfathered in, I know they're going to pay me because they've been on my roster for years and they just pay slow. That's all. But they got everything. They got their credit card on file, blah, 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 everything else. So, yeah, guys, it's times have changed, and you gotta be strict on your rules to this game. Otherwise, you just get taken advantage of. Like I said, we're not in the hot heat to be delayed payment, you know. And if you got somebody working for you, you gotta have that cash, that cash coming in. You gotta have it coming in because you gotta pay your worker, you gotta pay your helper, you gotta pay your employee, whatever you want to call them. You gotta pay them. So you have to have that money to do that. You got to get your gas. You got to make money where you got to have money coming in so that you can continue to put gas in your mowers and things like that. Anyway, guys, I'm done rambling about it. You know what I mean? There's some other people, and I don't care if I get down to one customer. I don't care. Long as that one customer has their credit card on file and they pay me on time when I finish, or when I finish the yard or the property, I don't care. I'll just start all over again and build it back up. Whatever the case is with the customer base that I deserve and that I need in order to run my business. Not some of these people that want to, you know, call you and then call you to, you know, they want to call you when they want to call you. No, that ain't how we run. That ain't how we run our business. We're trying to stay professional. If I'm trying to stay professional and be at your property on these days that I say that I'm going to be there, to have your yard looking decent, to have your property looking good and cut and maintained, then I expect you expect a lot out of me, and I expect you to pay your bill and pay on time and pay in a timely fashion. Which way these guys going? Man, he like in the middle of the road. Like, are you turning, or are you which way you turning? Man. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'll get back with you with the next video.